Alright, welcome back to episode 15.5 of What is Civilization Started Over. So in the last episode, the audio cut out after like 53 seconds or something. So that was good. Anyway, I've got the map up from the start of the last episode, and originally I was going to just re-record it entirely. However, I'm going to keep the borders the same because I've updated the map in terms of major cities and provinces and religion and stuff like that. Since the recording of episode 15, then I should just use that map. So, yeah, I'm going to go through all the stuff that happened in the last episode. I mean, it's going to be quick. If you want to recap, just watch this or whatever. Also, I've got 50 subscribers. Thanks a lot for that. That is really cool. And just very grateful to everyone who's subscribed, or watched the videos, or just helped at all. Anyway, so here's the map at the start of the video. And I'm going to be going east to west, looking at events that happened within the video. So, here's the new map. Yeah, we'll just go over here to France. So France, surprisingly, didn't go to war with anybody. However, some interesting stuff happening in France. First off, the British Isles are now very much wanting their independence. So it's Ireland and also the Faroe Islands and the Orkney Islands and the UK and all that sort of stuff. They all want their independence. However, they haven't been able to achieve it in this episode, but in the future they might be able to. But the more important thing about what's going on in France currently is to do with not that map, this map. Because looking over here down in Italy, the orange and the purplish countries were already aristocracies, including Catalonia. But now Switzerland and these two other Italian nations have been turned into aristocracies by the French with the implementation of more power to the nobility. So that's scary. And now France has got this pretty strong sort of aristocratic bloc over here in Europe, which is quite scary because that's a lot of land. And France is a very strong country. Well, not, man, I don't know. They're pretty strong. Like, look at this land. They are a strong country. In fact, if we look at the top 10 map, we can see the year is 400 CE, and also, I don't know what's going on there. Persia is the strongest nation on Earth, of course, followed by India, Carthage. France is in fourth, so it's still, I think the top four, I said in the last episode, but I didn't say because you didn't hear, kind of in their own sort of section. So they're like the great powers. Then in Central Asia, Caucasia, Central Asia, Rome, they're all kind of like mid, and then maybe Mesopotamia is also in there. And then Bengal and Shanghai, we'll get back to them later in the video, because before it was Egypt. They're just, I mean, they're strong, but they're not crazily powerful, especially, to be fair, I mean, these guys are getting stronger. Anyway, there you go. Here's our top 10. See how France is expanding its influence. However, another group that is expanding their influence is, of course, our Holy Roman Empire. So, if you take off this layer and turn on this one, we can see the alliance has grown from all of these countries around here, and it's now added the pink country because they were scared of expanding French influence in Switzerland, and France isn't that far away, and neither is northern Italy, so they joined the alliance for protection. You know, there's that, I guess. However, something to point out is the countries in this alliance can attack each other, and the other members don't have an obligation to protect them. So this might get quite unruly quite soon. So yeah, that's exciting. Speaking of alliances, there's going to be some more of those in today's episode. However, now we're going down to the Middle East. Hooray! Because you remember there was this guy, this orangey country that existed here, and the cool thing about them is that they were the only just normal monarchy over here in the Arabian Peninsula. You, both theocracies, and the rest of them are absolute monarchies. And the old orangish country, which is not the same country, they're a lot brighter. I just made this one orangish for some reason. They are not a monarchy. So the green and the beige countries went to war with them and tried to take their territory. If we look at major cities, we can see the beige country took these two, and I think this one, I guess, whilst the green country took the capital city. However, after that, they focused mostly on the desert and influenced this country to break away. Yeah, it's going to be a really strong one out there in the middle of the Arabian desert. It is also a theocracy, just like just like these two guys, the indigo and the greenish countries. So it's another theocracy to add to this area. There's quite a few up here, but there you go. Are there any councils in Europe? This is a question that I should know the answer to. No, there's actually 4 councils left. So that might be slightly important for the rest of the series going forward. Anyway, yeah, so new theocratic nation. What else do we have? I'm just trying to think. It's more expansion of this country around the Baikal Lake. This country's entire purpose is just so we can finish off expanding all this way around the Tibetan area, and we can connect up those trade routes. Speaking of trade routes, I didn't update them, but you know they're getting pretty far. You know, they're making their way around. Not made it that far into Europe. However, once they go into France, they should be able to spread to Iberia. Carthage is getting them pretty far. These guys, it's going to really slow down because neither of these countries are too powerful. I mean, the orangish ones, look at that, that's cool. I like that. The orangish one's relatively strong. I guess like a middle region sort of country. And Europe's just full of a load of mess. So we'll just leave Europe alone there. Especially Eastern Europe. Western Europe is more stable, but I mean, it's really just like anything beyond this line is not great. Not having a great time. So moving on to East Asia. Yeah, you saw this. The Chinese alliance went to war again. Also, you know, China expanded up here, and a group of Chinese settlers sent by the government went to settle a new country in North Korea. So I'm sure everything's going to be fine there. The most important part of China was that the blue and the orange countries went toward the green country. And I mean, you might look at the green country and be like, hey, they look a lot stronger than these guys do. They look a lot stronger than the blue team and the orange team. And that's because they are. The only thing that's making a difference here is that this country also joined the war. So with support from Shanghai, who is now the 10th strongest nation in the world, beating out the Egyptians, they were able to beat the green country, and the pink country just came in and took some land and took the capital, which ended the war earlier than these guys would have ended it. So that meant the orange and the blue teams got some land, and so the pink team. But Shanghai is now the 10th strongest nation, and they're making their way into strength, I guess. Coming back over here to the Indian region, and we have some alliances. We have a new purple alliance between Iran, the red team, this purple southern Indian country, the blue southern Indian one, and the orange one. They are all linked to the Iranian monarchy because there was a king from Iran, or prince from Iran, who went to the purple country, then another one went to the blue and the orange countries, and they've put a blue team prince on the throne of the red team. However, there's a rival alliance, which is the Lilac Alliance, based on the fact that all of these nations are the remaining councils in the world. So we have India, yes, scary. India is the second most powerful nation on Earth. The green country, who's kind of got battered a bit recently. Bengal, who's in the number 9 spot. And Vietnam, or Laos, I guess, who's kind of there. You know, they're doing their thing. They are strong, I guess. They don't really trade with anyone, so probably not really that powerful, but they're there. They're alright. Maybe a regional power, however, they're probably under Bengali influence. Although I'm not really sure what that looks like. The other important thing to mention is, where's the layer? Not this one. Oh yeah, the southern Chinese country got turned into a monarchy, just like all of these guys. They were a council before this, however now they've been converted into a monarchy, and this monarchist bloc in China grows stronger. I should probably make that into an alliance, to be fair. I might do that. But that's about everything that happened in that video, so luckily it wasn't anything too important. You know, we saw some expansion up here in Scandinavia and Finland, which is not in Scandinavia, it's a Nordic country. Yeah, come on everybody, get that right. And apart from that, not much else. I just like that here in Germany, it kind of looks like Austria and Germany, but a lot smaller. Anyway, there's that, I guess. Yeah, I think that should be it for today's episode. I know it might have been a short one, and it is. It's like 10 minutes long. However, I think it was a fairly good overview of what happened. yeah. Sorry about the audio. I don't know why the audio cuts out so much. Why am I so bad at this? I just don't understand technology enough. But yeah, next episode, probably see stuff happening around here in India and Southern Asia. Maybe well, definitely some stuff up here. Expansion of trade routes, stuff in Eastern Europe, and possibly wars. Well, yeah, I was going to say the Balkans, but the Balkans are in Eastern Europe. Maybe some new independent countries as well. I mean, in this episode we got this Arabian one and the Korean one, but more new independent countries. Good. Yeah. So if you enjoyed today's video, please like and subscribe. It helps a lot. And have a nice rest of your day. Goodbye.